So welcome to the final video in this series. It can sometimes seem as if we're only thriving if circumstances in our lives are a certain way. And yet what I hope you're starting to see from these videos is that we have well-being no matter what's going on. When we truly understand where our experience is coming from, when we feel connected to that deep, never-changing part of ourselves, that's when we have that consistent well-being we may have been searching for so long. And yet, there are still going to be times when we have things that we want to change or do something about. But the difference is that when we live from this sense of well-being that we've been looking at so far, we don't have to change those problems in order for us to have well-being. That's already a given. But we can still creatively make changes and decisions about the way we live our lives, and in that way we're thriving. So we're going to look at how we all have this incredible ability to solve the problems in our lives, to come up with beautifully elegant solutions to everyday issues that we face, or even the more deep-rooted life questions, no matter how complex they seem and how insurmountable. Think of your own experience. Have you ever had a time when you've been trying to find a way to solve a problem, but you just can't seem to figure it out? Your mind is stuck and going round in the same old circles. And it's not until you're doing something else or relaxing that all of a sudden the most perfect idea pops without effort into your mind. We call these incredible out-of-the-blue ideas, insights or aha moments. You'll know what I'm talking about because we have all had these experiences. Ideas, solutions come fully formed into our mind, and so often we're completely dazzled by how straightforward they seem. So where do these ideas come from? Well, we could say that they come from our unconscious. They're a result of our brain's amazing ability to connect previously unconnected ideas in new ways, to come up with new possibilities. But in our discussion today, we're going to look wider than that. Elizabeth Gilbert, in her fantastic book, Big Magic, talks about how intriguing it is that so often many people in different parts of the world have the same idea at the same time. It's almost as if we're tapping into something that connects us. We've all had the sort of experience, haven't we, where we've been thinking of someone and then we get a text or call from them. Maybe someone is having a tough time unbeknown to us and we feel an urgent need to reach out to them. These sorts of experiences are common to all of us, and it's not a new idea. It's probably very familiar to you if you're part of any sort of spiritual tradition or psychology. World religions have been talking about this forever, and Jung started talking about the collective unconscious over 100 years ago. It's a way to feel connected rather than distinct and separate from those around us. We might have different backgrounds, cultures or opinions, but we all share a common psychology. So what does this mean for here whilst we're looking at well-being? What this means for us is that there's a collective wisdom, something greater than ourselves that we can draw upon to help guide us through our lives and help solve the issues and problems our life presents. It's not something that we need to look outside ourselves for. It comes from looking inward. The only thing we need to do is fall into trusting it, and the more we do, the more it starts showing up. Gradually we start having more faith and confidence in our ability to deal with life and to find solutions to whatever problems face us. It's the opposite of learned helplessness. It's what I would call learned capability. When we start to trust in our own ability to deal with life, we unlock that creativity to start coming up with solutions. Knowing this gives us a deep-centered feeling of peace. Knowing that whatever life throws at us, we have the creativity, the resilience to get through it. This means that our well-being doesn't require us to live in a very narrow bandwidth of being happy and content. It's with us wherever we are and in whatever emotional state we find ourselves, and that is true well-being.